You've heard of Sea Shanty Posty. This is Blow Keyboard Comedian. Here we go. Enjoy. Everybody! Got so far without making a mistake. I've only just started learning that, so there we go. We start the podcast, shall we? Welcome to episode 5. Let's do this, brother. Yeah. So, welcome to the comedy cabin. Look at that for a beautiful day outside. Isn't that lovely? That is definitely my cabin, by the way. Welcome. As I said there, it's episode 5 of the podcast. You're most certainly welcome to my humble abode in the comedy cabin. 4 degrees when I came in here about half an hour ago. Not going to lie. It is bitter freezing. It is really, 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 really cold. I can hardly feel my fingers, but then what does it matter to you guys? That was Hey There Delilah, if you didn't know, if you've never heard that before. And great song. Love. That's one of my favourite songs to sing along to in cars. I remember driving to a gig in Ballymena, obviously about a year ago, maybe even more, maybe a year and a half ago. And sometimes when I'm in the car on my own, I like to sing at the top of my lungs just because I can't sing for shit. So, but I've also heard, right, that if you want to be a singer, it's just like a muscle that you just have to work. So if you're tone deaf like me and you can't sing for shit, if you just practice and practice and practice, apparently you can get really, really good. So I had been learning how to sing or self teaching just based on my own hearing. And I remember singing Hey There Delilah maybe half a dozen times just in the car, just, oh, what you do to me? Like really giving it loads, like the 90s American punk rock vocals that I had. And I remember driving along the road and I was just singing at the top of my lungs, right? And I was like, I've got the lyrics up here in front of me because I don't really know them just off the top of my head. And it was all, hey there, Delilah, you be good and don't you miss me. 2 more years and you'll be done with school and I'll be... And I remember singing that and I was like, all right, the young fella's singing about a wee girl who's 2 years left in school. Let's just leave it there and maybe turn the song over and let's hope that nobody overheard me as they were driving past and called the cops. And then the fucking that group from 2 years ago start following you on social media. What do you call them? The pedophile hunters. That would have been good fun, wouldn't it? Them pulling me over. Oh, you're streaming live on Facebook now. Are you going to thank us for all the work you've done? For everything that we've done for you today, uncovering what you've done wrong? Are you going to apologise? Oh, do you remember watching those videos? Both heartbreaking and brutally, brutally entertaining, weren't they? It was like watching Chris Hansen's, what was it called? Chris Hansen, all I can think of now is To Make a Murderer, but it was something like that, wasn't it? To Catch a Predator. There we go. I knew it was something similar. To Catch a Predator. And if you've never seen it, look for clips on YouTube. You will be gripped. You'll watch this for hours and you'll be like, you fucking scumbag, just watching every clip. And you'll be like, you dirty bastard. If I was my daughter, I'd fucking string your balls up. And basically, these lads were like being coerced to a house. And Chris Hansen, the presenter of the show, would be there. And these wee girls are like, hey, come on in. Or sometimes there were little boys as well. And they were like, hey, come on in. My parents are away. And he's like, okay. And they're a bit sort of skeptical at the start. They're like, am I being set up here? And then the girl would be like, I'm just going to grab us a drink. Do you want a drink? And the guy's like, yeah, okay, give me a soda or whatever. And then next thing the girl walks away and Chris Hansen walks around the corner and he goes, let me ask you a question. And the guys shit themselves. Fully shit themselves. It is absolutely amazing. So I was fully expecting Chris Hansen just to jump off my boot being all, let's just have a wee chat over the lyrics you just sang there, young fella. Obviously not in a County Armagh accent. Obviously he'd be doing it in his American accent with his suit on. But you got to watch those. But I remember watching those paedophile hunting videos and they would stream live. And God, they were brutal. You just watched people's lives ending on the spot. And you were both delighted that they were caught. Even though you say they were caught, that they were... Was there enough evidence to prosecute a lot of them? Who knows? I don't know how a lot of them ended. But they used to just trap people and hold them until the police came, and they were absolutely brutal to watch. But at the same time, horrifyingly addictive. So it was good fun, yeah. That was Hey There Delilah on the blow keyboard that I've been sort of learning over the past 3 or 4 days. But I'll not be performing that anywhere live anytime soon. Anyway, obviously because of COVID. But I've got a lot to get through today. Got a lot to discuss. Got a few jokes. I'm not going to lie to you, right? I've got one of my favorite jokes of all time that I wrote during the week. There, I literally wrote it over the weekend for the podcast, and when I wrote it, I was like, "Fuck, I think that's one of my best jokes." So we're going to do it live very soon, and we're also going to live tweet it as well. So if you're watching this, maybe you could search for me on Twitter at Sean_Hegarty and give it a little retweet, give it a like, and we'll see how we get on from there. So will we start the show properly? Will we do what's been going on this week? Here we go.
I'm going to say what I've been doing. I'm going to tell you right now I'm going to say what's going on this week. Sit back, relax, and you'll see.
So what I've been up to this week, I was going to say you're not going to believe this. You're not going to give a shit whether you believe it or not. I went for a little minor operation under local anaesthetic on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday last week, one of those days, can't remember which. And what I had was, if you're going to be eating your dinner, right, maybe skip on a minute or two if you're not watching this live, or just sort of turn away for a few seconds. I'll show you what I had on my back, right, or what came out of me. First of all, I'll say what I had was a lipoma, it's called, which is like a fatty muscle kind of thing. And I had this in my back for about 2 years, right? It looked like a really small like breast implant. And it was funny. I used to just like, whoa, wobble it about in front of the kids and scare them. And it was nothing serious. It was never anything to worry about. It was just a bit of something that had gathered in my back, but it was no big deal. Like, nobody was freaked out. My wife wasn't turned or anything. Do you know what I mean? And what I did was I contacted my doctor because it had got quite big over the space of about 4 to 6 weeks. And I thought it was from going to the gym because I was boxing like flat out every single day, just fucking hell for leather, punching bags. And I contacted my doctor and I was like, right, this has got catastrophically bigger over the past 4 to 6 weeks. Do you know, what can we do about this? And he goes, well, it'll cause you no harm, but if you want, we can take it out. And I was like, let's 100% take it out. So me and the doctor took it for a wee meal, a couple of pints, you know, had a great night with it. So it did. No, so I went into the doctor's last week and he gave me an injection, and basically he gave me an injection. Again, sorry if you're eating, if you want to forward this on, feel free to do so, or turn it off for a minute or two. I'm going to share a picture with you as well of what it looked like post-op. So the doctor brought me in, right? Really weird because I went into the doctor's surgery and there was a doctor there and there was also like a trainee nurse or fellow doctor that was there too, the a lady. And the doctor says, okay, just, go on ahead, take your top off. So I took my top off and then he asked me about 25 questions and I was just standing there topless, just being like, you bastard, you've set me up. The Sunday World's here getting some exclusives for their paper on Sunday. And I literally had to just stand there for 5 minutes, just like a vulnerable wee boy, just being like, 2 more years and you'll be finished school. So a couple of minutes passed. He asked me loads of questions. Then he sat me down on the chair, give me the injection, which had the anesthetic in it, which would have made my whole back numb, and give me the injection. And then he goes, right, we're going to start making an incision. Made an incision. As he started, I was like, oh, that's really sore. I can feel the blade going down my back. So he's like, all right, so I'll give you another one. After about 15 minutes, he was like, what do you weigh? Because I have to make sure that I'm not giving you an illegal amount here where you end up just passing out on me. But I must have had about 8 injections in my back because I kept feeling everything that he was doing. So ended up with a big incision, I would say about that size, not a word of a lie, on my back. I actually have a photo of it. Do you know what? Let me send myself a photo and I'll try and get it up for you. And I'll show you the actual photo of my back after I got it done. And got it done. Took about an hour and a half. I had the owner waiting with me, and she waited in the car, obviously, because of COVID and stuff. And it was just, it was brutal. I could literally feel every single part of what was being done. I could feel every bit. And basically, what it was like a chicken fillet. Right, if that's that sent to myself, I'm gonna get this up and send and show you it. And I asked him as well throughout if I could take a few photos, and he was like, "Well, here, not really. You can't do that." And I was like, "Obviously, you can't do that. Why did I think for any second that you could do that? Because it's not right, is it? It's against the protocol of the professionalism of the doctors." So, right, I've got this here. Let me just see if I can. Right, I'm going to share this with you. This is my back, right? There's a few wee sort of dots along my back too, and this is where all the um Chrome tab. This is where all the. Is this the right one? I'm not sure. We'll soon find out. No, this is not the right one that I'm sharing. This one that I'm sharing with you, right? This is just a picture that I've googled, but this is what a lipoma looks like. This is, see that little sort of chicken nugget kind of thing. That's what it looks like. Only mine was about 8 times the size of that. That came out of my back. It was absolutely brutal. I'll show you the actual picture now. Do you know what? Yeah. Let me show you this here. Right, so let me get rid of that. And apologies, by the way. See, if you're listening to this on the podcast, you're fully missing out. You need to get on the Facebook and get onto my. You need to get onto my channel and get this watched. Right, so let me see. Here we go. Check this out. Hopefully, I'm doing this right. Look at that. Look at that for a scar. That's going to be pretty big, isn't it? 15 stitches. He ended up putting in my back. So neat though, very very neat. Donna was like replacing my like the what do you call the things that they put over the top of it, like a huge big plaster, and she was like, "Here, credit to that doctor because that's some tidy shit right there." So 15 stitches. I have to go in and get them out on Friday. Then I'm going to get the stitches taken out after you get them out. So there we go. Let me just get rid of that for you, and you can get back to eating your tea. So what about that? That's been my week, just kind of recovering from that. It's quite sore, but I mean, I'll live. I'll be all right. My wife's heavily pregnant, so so there we go. Oh, I kind of feel I feel real weird, Joe. Like when you're in an interview or something or a meeting and you like sort of get a bit sort of out of breath, almost like you're nervous or something. Whereas I'm not nervous one bit. I think it's a mixture of just cold, and because I'm filming this, I constantly have like a really shit filter in my head where it's like at the back of my mind, my brain saying to me, don't say anything that's going to cancel your entire career. But then my front part of my brain is going, slag everybody. Tell the people, spread rumors. Do you know what I mean? Share some dark shit that you know. Do you know what? I do know some really, will we say, incriminating. I know some real incriminating shit about people. That's what I'll do someday. Somebody will double cross me and I'll just go live on the podcast and I'll just be like, it's time for fucking payback. That's what we'll do. I have loads of jokes I'm going to share with you very shortly. Here, how have we got so far into the podcast? We've got 16 minutes in and we haven't mentioned this yet. Ladies and gentlemen, one for me and one for my homie, Screech Powers. I just poured some water onto the carpet of my log cabin. Screech Powers has left us. Dustin Diamond, ladies and gentlemen, has passed away at the age of 44. That is no age, isn't it? And I tell you what, cancer is... They call it the C word because it is the C word. Cancer is a cunt, isn't it? Cancer is a stone cold killer. There's Diona just up from her wee nap. 11:15. What time do you call this? 11:15. Some people call it. I can't believe he's passed away. I can't. That's mental. He literally went into hospital 4 weeks ago with a bit of a cancer scare, and he's gone now. And on transfer deadline day as well, Heaven has signed Screech Powers on a permanent deal. Ladies and gentlemen, so sad. What a cool guy. I know he had a porno and stuff, and I think the less said about that, the better. I haven't seen it. I don't want to see it. Why would I want to see it? That would be, although, I've just thought of something there. I would love if he had called his porno Saved by the Bell End. That would have been good, wouldn't it? Saved by the Bell End. By Dustin Diamond. Dustin. What else could you call it? Dusting off a couple on this girl's chin. No. Let's leave that there. But how sad, man! 44 years of age. When I heard last night, I went straight online and searched for Saved by the Bell, just to sort of reminisce a little bit and just sort of pour one out to my homie, and ended up watching the first 15 minutes of Saved by the Bell, the Las Vegas wedding between Zach Morris and Kelly Kapowski. I'm going to say it's definitely not Kelly Kapoor from The Office. Kelly Kapowski. I loved her growing up. Big fan of hers. So sad. How sad. We've lost Dustin Diamond. Really, really sad. On transfer deadline day as well, a day where Liverpool wiped the floor, didn't they? Greatest deadline day since Virgil van Dijk. Although, no, Virgil van Dijk didn't sign on deadline day. He signed on... Remember he posted over Christmas like a photo of him standing against a Christmas tree holding up Virgil number 4 on his t-shirt. Everyone lost their shit. Last night we signed Ben Davies and Ozan Kabak, which I'm very much looking forward to see. Michael Edwards is the real deal, isn't he? What a guy. Fuck, he knows how to sign people. See, I think we refrain from doing deals on deadline day because people rip the shit out of it. People are like, oh, Liverpool, oh, the best team in the world. All right, you need a defender. We have a guy there just cleans everybody's boots. He's got one leg, 60 million, he's yours. That's usually what they do, isn't it? But what a difference a week in football makes. Oh, man. This time last week, we were sad. We were miserable. We were like, haven't scored a goal in weeks. And now look at us. Beat Spurs, beat West Ham. Going to destroy Brighton Wednesday night. Going to annihilate Man City at the weekend. Going to go top of the league. Going to absolutely destroy the Premier League. We really, really are. Neil Walker says Spurs need a full defence on deadline day. Aye. Fucking change their name to OJ Simpson. They fully need a defence. They need more than a defence, Neil. Unbelievable. They've really capitulated. That's the word I'm going to use. Capitulated. I think that's the correct term. but ah, they look so good on paper. They really do. They've lost Harry Kane, I think, as well. No, he hasn't died. I'm not going to pour one out for Harry Kane. He's just injured. He's going to be out for a while. But, man, the Premier League season's it's really heating up. And as well, I heard a statistic the other day that this is shaping up to be the first time in football history that there's been more away wins than home wins in a season, which is unbelievable. It shows you the difference that fans make being in the stadium and how intimidating they can be. Unreal. Unreal. And Lionel Messi, his wages were leaked during the week as well. If you haven't heard this, Lionel Messi apparently is on. He signed a deal there in 2017, I think, and it runs out, I think, this summer. And do you know how much he's making over 4 years? 550 million. Now, I heard somewhere as well that he's earning 4 million per goal, but I don't know if that's included in his contract. It's probably not, because you can't estimate how many goals that fella's going to score. But what the fuck? 4 million quid every time he scores a goal. Unbelievable. See, if I was his teammate, I'd be fucking walking the ball to the line, calling him in and passing it to him on the line for him to shoot. I'd be all, suck my dick, Barcelona, 4 million, pay it up. Get him paid. Our baby bump is 32 weeks this week. Coming on 33 weeks this Thursday. Oh, the time cannot go slower. See, if you're in lockdown right now and you're just eating yourself silly and you're just watching Netflix show after Netflix show and you're like, when will this end? By the way, it's not ending anytime soon. It 100% isn't. I went into my kid's school yesterday to pick up an art pack and I was talking to the wee teacher and she was like, oh, terrible times we're in, isn't it? And I was all, no, Dorothy, fuck. I'm going fucking bowling and the cinema tonight. We'll be all right. Of course, it's fucking awful. It's brutal. At least you're working. Mad bent. She was all, it's horrible, isn't it? There's no end in anytime soon anyway. As all here, I'll tell you this for a fact, the fucking kids will not be back to school at least September. And she was all, well, it'll be Easter anyway. I'll be like, it'll be September. Believe that. Kids aren't going back to school anytime soon, are they? What a year we're in. What a year it's been. Imagine even last January you'd have said to yourself, here, what do you see the year you're up for this year? You'd have been all, wise up. A pandemic. With the science that we have available to us, with the research, with the millions and billions, we're going to be in a pandemic. Bullshit. Unbelievable. Who could have predicted the year that we have had? Oh, man, it's crazy. I'm going to tell you some jokes now because I feel like I've been just sort of blabbering for the past 20 minutes or so. So we'll do some jokes. So I was going to do the last joke I wrote, but tell you what, skip that. We're going to go straight into top 5 jokes of the week. And if you've got your phone on you, get ready to go on to Twitter and retweet this and share it because I want this to do really well. This deserves to be seen by the world. It's top 5 jokes of the week.
It's the top 5 jokes of the week. It's the top 5 jokes of the week. It's the jokes of the week, and I hope they're not cake.
All right, top 5 jokes of the week. Monday, which was yesterday, February the 1st, 2021, was National Freedom Day. You know, my mum's been behind bars for 15 years. Yeah, she works in a pub. Thank you very much. Now, this is the joke that we're going to live tweet. And do you know what? I'm going to actually post this on Twitter as I tell this joke because I've got it typed out on my phone and I've got it ready to go. Today, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday, the 2nd of February is National Groundhog Day. And my joke here is me tweeting it. Boom. It's out on Twitter. We'll check that towards the end. Fingers crossed it does well or it gets at least something because I feel like it's going to be a really fucking good joke. I really do. Okay. I'll keep an eye on that shortly. My joke for National Groundhog Day. The Beatles have released a new song called Groundhog Day. But to be honest, it's exactly the same as yesterday. It's exactly the same as yesterday. What about that? That, in my opinion, is one of my smartest, funniest jokes. Obviously, it's not going to be as funny because it's told to an audience of no people because there's zero laughter behind what I've just said, but I hope you appreciate that. I had a lot of fun writing that one. Fingers crossed it does well. So far, it's got nothing on Twitter, right? But it's only been up 30 seconds, so we'll keep an eye on it throughout the show. Wednesday, tomorrow is National Missing Persons Day. My ex-girlfriend's face is on the new carton of milk. She hasn't gone missing. She's just a cow. There we go. Thursday is Optimist Day. I'm not going to say my joke about Optimist Day. It's shit. Thank you very much. And Friday is National Weather Person's Day. And did you know I auditioned to be NI's next weatherman in a local competition? And on the panel was Barra Best, Cecilia Daly, and Frank Mitchell. They came over to me just before the final and said, "Listen, Sean, we're really sorry, but we're going to have to disqualify you, mate." I was gutted. I was like, why though? You all know I absolutely live for the weather. And they says, well, that's the thing. You're too obsessed. That's why we can't let you go any further in the competition. I was absolutely gutted, but you know what? It's not the winning that counts. It's the precipitation. It is the precipitation. What a joke. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our top 5 jokes of the week. I'm now on 1 retweet and 2 likes. Here we go.
It's the top 5 jokes of the week. It's the top 5 jokes of the week. It's the jokes of the week, and I hope they're not key.
There we go. The 100% not cake. 100%. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed that as much as me, why not get involved? This is how you can do it, right? If you go to ko-fi.com, it's like coffee with a little dash in the middle, right? ko-fi.com/hegpod. You can donate anything from £3, which is nothing. It's not even the price of a coffee anymore, right? If the price of a coffee is now £30 due to inflation and all the shit that's been going on with GameStop in the stock market. But if you can do that, if you can get on, give me £3, give me £6 a tenner, whatever you can afford. I like to think the people that can afford to do it pay for those who can't. And if you can do that, send me a quick message or I'll see it. I'm on the ko-fi.com website all the time and I'll see it. I'll search for you on Facebook and I'll add you to the private Facebook group, which is called the Comedy Cabin Podcast. Or you can find it yourself by searching on Facebook and you can click the invite button or whatever. It's like add button and I'll see you eventually and I'll add you to the podcast. And it means you get to watch all these live. And it's great fun. I love doing them live. There's a nice kind of element to it where I just know I need to be sharp. I need to be on the ball. I need to have my wits about me thought out. So if you can donate anything from £3, it goes a long way. This week I bought a tripod for my camera, which is down at the bottom of the room here, as you can see. And your donations really do go a long way. We're on 1 retweet and 3 likes right now for my joke. If you've just tuned in, if you've just skipped on the podcast a little bit, the Beatles have released a new song called Groundhog Day. To be honest, though, it's exactly the same as yesterday. One of my favorite jokes of all time. I really hope you like it. Get on Twitter, give me a retweet, give me a like. And do you know what? I'm pretty sure I've said this before, right? But see, just giving someone a like on a video or on content that they've created, you've no idea how life-changing that can be. You really have no idea. Unless you're a person who posts stuff online. See, just a simple like on a video or you sharing it. You do not know whose feed that pops up on just with you sharing a video, just with you sharing somebody's joke or something. And it really does mean the world to people who content create and who post stuff on a regular basis. Like I started last week and I started sharing videos. I made a series of videos, right? I've got 100 jokes that I've written that I've put into this folder, and I've broken them down into 5 jokes per day that I'm going to tell every single day, Monday to Friday. A new video goes out as Rodney at 8 a.m. every Monday to Friday on my Facebook page, and I share these on my Instagram page. I share them on my Twitter page, and I started last week. I started last Monday, and I've probably got about 15 to 20,000 views. I've got loads of likes, loads of shares and stuff, which is lovely. But when I started doing that, I was a bit skeptical. I got to the point where I was literally like, fuck this. I'm going to stick some jokes up because you know what? It's got to be done. There aren't any live shows that's happening anytime soon. My material's just sitting here rotten. I've got hundreds and hundreds of jokes that I've written over the years. Let's get some collected. Let's get them told, and let's try and put a few smiles on a few people over lockdown. And that's what I've been doing. So far, so good. It's been going very well. Maybe you'll see them on your travels on social media. If you're following me, you should see them, no doubt, at some stage. But honestly, giving them a simple like, a simple share really does go so far for someone. And if you're not into what I'm doing, that's cool. Find somebody you do like and share and like their stuff, because you really don't know who's going to see that, and it really goes a really long way. It honestly does. Um, I think we're pretty much wrapped up. I think that's us done. If you're a local business, especially someone who's self-employed and you've lost money during the pandemic, I'm offering an opportunity to advertise for free on my podcast. So if that's you, if you know somebody, if you have a brother, a cousin, an auntie, a grandmother who started her own business, give me a shout, give me a bit of information, and I'll plug it on the podcast. Usually gets around, I think it usually gets around 2 or 3 thousand views and about 2 or 300 listens online, at least. So if you want to be one of those people where I can share your business venture, whatever you're doing, give me a shout, send me a DM somewhere, and I'll post for you free of charge. If you want to donate to the podcast, that's up to you. But if not, it's cool. Do you know what I mean? It's all good. It's all good. I really appreciate you tuning in this week. Thanks so much. Cheers for your ears. I've been Sean Hegarty. R.I.P. Screech Powers. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here next Monday with a new episode. Lots of love. I'll catch up with you soon. Sean Hegarty Podcasts on your podcast platform. Peace!